What is going on, everybody? This is Ovalle Inspiración. I am happy to be back with another video. I will be talking about America's credit card debt and where we are now as a nation. So last year, I don't know if you guys remembered, but for the first time in American history, credit card debt has reached to $1.03 trillion as of Q2 in 2023. That is wild. And I question, or maybe you question it, how did we get here as a nation? And then another update. Credit card debt has been on a rise since then. On Q4 by 2023, according to the Federal Reserve, we have reached now to $1.13 trillion in debt. Just credit card alone. What is going on, my friends? Well, I will also be considerate and talk about that COVID and inflation did hit us hard and is still hitting us hard right now. Gas prices rose, eggs rose, freaking a jar of peanut butter costs like $8 depending on where you go or depending on which one you get. It's just on the rise. But let's talk even further and deeper than that. Because when it comes to credit cards, you know, people swipe credit cards like if it's their money. People swipe credit cards and thinking in their mind, yes, I'm going to pay it back. But do most Americans really pay off their balance at the end of the month? The answer is no. Unfortunately, that's just a reality that we live in. A lot of people use credit cards as an emergency and then they get screwed over when something else happens. And then they have to pay that and they can't even have an emergency fund in cash or at least in their savings account. Which is why it's very important that having an emergency fund should be available to you whenever an emergency happens. And I'm not talking about your sofa broke. I'm not talking about your PS5 broke. I'm talking about your car broke down. I'm talking about your refrigerator broke down. You know, those kind of things that can affect your daily living when it comes to your life. Now, as far as credit cards, we know, or at least I know, I don't believe credit cards in of itself is evil, but I believe that the system is evil. The people behind the system, they know what they are doing. They know that most people are not going to pay their balance off, which is how they make their money, through interest and fees. And that's just how it is in general, right? And they always target the young crowd. That's unfortunately. But when it comes to the points as well, you know where all those points come from? All those credit card points come from all those people that are not paying off their balance and are paying these extra fees and all that kind of stuff. That's just a reality that we live in. So as a whole, the credit card companies are not really there to help you. Or at least maybe the majority. I'll leave it as that, the majority. Okay? So credit card debt right now is on a rise. It keeps rising. We keep digging ourselves in a hole. And if COVID has not taught us anything about finances, and you're still struggling and you're still swiping that card and you're still buying unnecessary things when you could be paying off debt or when you could be investing into your future, especially if you have kids, man, then when are you going to learn? Do we have to have another inflation? Do we have to have another COVID or some type of disease that come again? So hopefully you can learn your lesson again? Nah, it ain't like that. So I want you to be encouraged. I know it's tough. I know it's not easy. Trust me. I can say it for myself as a father, as a husband, as a father of a second child coming soon. Like, it's rough. Finances are rough, especially living here in South Florida. Man, it's like I have to pay to smile. But at the end of the day, credit cards are just that, credit cards. Don't get trapped into the system. There are certain people that know how to beat the system, but the majority of people do not know how to beat the system, which is why they get trapped all the time. Now, what I tell people is, if you are going to have a credit card, use it like a debit card. What do I mean by that? So let's say you want to buy something that costs $800 with a credit card. I would say swipe it But once you swipe the card and you go home or you go into your car, make sure that you have that $800 in your debit card so you can pay off that balance right away. Don't even wait till the end of the month. You know why? Because if you wait till the end of the month, something else might come. We're going to swipe the credit card for something unexpected or unnecessary items, and then we're going to be paying more than $800. Something that was outside of our budget. So we have to be smart. But unfortunately, most people don't even get to win and beat the system. And here's the last thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about the average credit card debt in America when it comes to these type of generations. The first one is Generation X. They have about $9,123 in credit card debt on average. The second one is Baby Boomers, $6,642. Then you got the third one, which is the Millennials, me, $6,521. Then you have the fourth one, which is Generation Z. You got $3,262. And then you have the last one, number 5, which is the silent generation. These are the people that went through the Great Depression in the 1920s. And they're the generation that has the lowest average debt, which is $3,142. So my friends, if you're struggling out there, get a second side hustle or get a side hustle. Work extra hours. Do what you need to do. Sell items. Sell stuff that you don't really need. Because listen, inflation is not playing with you. Inflation does not discriminate on any race, skin color, age, doesn't matter. That's just a reality that we live in. And if we don't step it up now, we're always going to be worse later on. The future is what matters. And if you have kids, they're going to thank you later because you sacrificed now for them so they won't have to sacrifice as much later on. Until next time, guys, I will keep you guys updated with our credit card journey, debt journey. My wife and I, we still have one more debt to go, but we have other debt as well, loans and a student loan and a car as well. But we will keep up with you when it comes to stuff like that. So stay tuned. Keep watching Ovalle Inspiración. Like the video, subscribe, and share it. Peace.